Hey everyone, welcome back to Steinsgate playthrough. So in the previous episode, something strange happened to part-time warrior. We were chasing after her, and we changed the world line yet again to warn her about something. So let's continue. My brain shakes violently, my vision flickers. This is just from the changing world line. As the vertigo passes, I can hear my heartbeat and feel the warm blood coursing from my body. I blink slowly. That was the sensation of reading Steiner activating. And so I know, Suzuha is ours. I hurry down the stairs. I step outside and look to the front of the building. What belongs there has returned. A mountain bike polished to a shining finish. And on the bench next to it, looking up in the summer sky is... Amane Suzuha. Good morning, part-time warrior. I try to remain calm as I call out to her. Sup? She greets me in her usual listless fashion. Slacking off? It's not like anyone's gonna come. And besides, I was up all night partying. I'm really tired. You were partying with who? That dialogue was different the first time. Were you drinking, Okabe Rintaro? Big no-no, you're only 18. We have shifted from a wall line where we failed to stop Suzuha from leaving to one where we succeeded. As a result, the events of yesterday changed. Yeah, they were planning a party for her. But in the first wall line, she never got to it. She just went off. And in this wall line, she partied with them. You couldn't find your father, so we held the last suppers to make you a test subject, correct? Yeah, I remember you saying something like that. Thanks for all your help yesterday. My memory is a bit fuzzy. Remind me again how we captured you? Wait, were you really drinking last night? Just tell me. Well, I was on my way home from the time machine meet when... Whoa, wait a second, time machine meet? Yep, that's the same offline meet that Dara was going to. Was that where your father was supposed to appear? I said so yesterday, didn't I? So you were going home and then? You, Hashida, Itaro, and Shina Mairi appeared out of nowhere. You brought me to the lab and we partied all night long. So my pursuit of Suzuha was a resounding success. I can't help but smile at how smoothly things went. Suzuha, meanwhile, looks back up at the clear blue sky. Yesterday sure was fun. Her tone is sincere. It would have been more fun if not for Maki Sakuri-san. The apple pie she made was deadly. But Urishibara Lucas curry was awesome. Your lab seems kinda like a clubhouse? It's nice. Everyone gets along and you're always smiling. I've never had so much fun in my life. It sounds like Suzuha had a pretty dark childhood. Maybe she was bullied in school. Could that be related to her father's disappearance? Maybe. Part-time warrior, as promised, you are now my test subject. But I already told you, I don't know his email address. Then we'll have to postpone the experiment until you find out. By the way, the phone wavenames subject to change. Used in the experiment is our lab's greatest secret. You must become a lab mem to guarantee your silence. Lab mem? Short for laboratory member. When you became a lab mem, you become one of us. Can I really join? You don't have a choice in the matter. From this day forth, you are Lab Mem 008. Suzuha lowered her head, no doubt awed by my proclamation. I hear what sounds like a sniffle. Then she looks up, revealing a smile. I guess I don't have a choice, huh? I'm all yours. You're not going to leave? Nope. Maybe there's still a chance to find my dad. You are a lab ma'am now. If there's anything we can do, you need only ask. By the way, do you have any leads? Suzuha hesitates a little. Then she stands up and turns to me. Her expression is grave. Damn! My father calls himself Tighter. No, I was thinking in the previous episode, what if her father is Tighter? And then I discarded the thought, no, that's just too chaotic and stupid. Oh my god. Wait, Tighter? As in that Tighter? You know about him? He might be using a different codename though. I don't know. I don't just know about him. He's been active on that channel for the past several weeks. I open the ads channel thread on my phone and show it to Suzuha. Look, there's someone posting named John Tighter. Suzuha stares at the screen. This solves the puzzle. Your father is on ads channel. Huh, you're right. Hey, shouldn't you be more surprised? Well, it's not him. How do you know? You just said your father calls himself Tighter. I can tell. This Tighter isn't my dad. That's a strange way to put it. It's almost like she knows who's behind John Tighter. Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's suspicious as hell. As if to answer my suspicions, Suzuha continues. His name's not John. The name my father used was... Barrel Tighter? Chaos Theory Homeostasis Chapter 4 Clear. Dogma in Event Horizon. Barrel Tighter? That's weird, so many Tighters. Maybe these are all personas of Rintaro. I open my eyes to a deep scarlet sky. I'm on my back, lying face up. The sky is vast, and the color ominous. I've never seen it like this before. Where am I? I sit up. There is nothing here. A wasteland stretches to the horizon, nothing but rocks and dust as far as the eye can see. No plants, no water. No sun, no moon. No warmth, no cold. Not a single breath of wind. It looks like hell. A frozen world. It can be Earth. Mars, I could believe. Why am I here? This must be a dream. I give up thinking about it and lie down against on the sand. I guess I'll wake up soon. I should just wait until then. I wait, but the dream shows no sign of ending. Maybe this is one of the world lines where everything is changed. Like, there's nothing there. And he's stuck. One version of him is stuck there. Have I ever had a dream this lucid before? There's a terrible ringing in my ears that keeps me awake. I realize that it's the sound of silence. My belongings are gone. I have no watch, no phone. The lack of motion numbs my sense of time. How long have I been lying here? It might have been only a second. It might have been 3 days. An epiphany. The concept of time is a human construct. The universe at large has no use for it. Time is a cage that we created to feel secure. Within its walls, we can forget our own insignificance. I'm thirsty. It hurts to breathe. This void is no place for a human. We are not strong enough to live in a world without time. Tears fill my eyes. What do they mean? I no longer know. I want to die. Yes, let's die. But what is death? to be frozen in time. Time stopped for me long ago. How can I die in a world that is already dead? Everything inside me is crumbling away. Who am I? I can barely recall. Oh my god. He lost the sense of himself. With all these changes, my soul is melting into the void. Is someone there? Anyone? Something moves in the corner of my eye. Impossible. I try to move my eyes, but I've forgotten how. Found you, Okarin? Maishi? A pleasant voice silences the buzzing in my ears. It reminds me who I am, Okabe Rintaro. This time my eyes move. It's just a shadow of her. There's a girl sitting on a nearby rock. I recognize her. My frozen brain comes alive. Her presence breathes new life into this dead world. Mayuri? My brain is still half asleep, and I cannot speak. It's Mayuri, Shiina Mayuri, my oldest friend. She smiles at me, swinging her legs. This is the Earth, you know? 70 million years ago. Damn. So far away in time. Some scary people sent you here in a time machine. Damn. It's getting intense. This is a dream, right? Mayushi went looking for you and found ocarines from many world lines. You're one of many ocarines, and also the original. Mayushi is one of many Mayushis, and also the original. And now Ocarina and Mayushi are going to die here. This is a dream, right, Mayuri? But I know that another Ocarina and Mayushi will pick up where we left off 70 million years in the future. So everything's okay. This is a dream. I don't think it's a dream, I think it's memories from another versions of himself. I jerk awake on top of the sofa. My body is drenched in sweat. Was a dream. I must have fallen asleep sometime around noon. What a horrible nightmare. I guess that threatening email I got is still weighing on my mind. Still, Mayuri had to save me? Even in a dream, that's unacceptable. I'm the one who saved her. That's the way it should be. Besides, Mayuri is not Oh my god, Mayuri is not smart enough to talk about time travel like that. Dude. I sit up and look around the room. She's right where I expect to find her. In front of the TV, watching a Rainet Kakeru DVD. On the screen, the Upa riding Kakeru's shoulder is screaming something unintelligible. I wish I had an Upa. Look at her sitting there, all spaced out. Mayuri needs my protection. That dream was wrong. Hoinkyoma. I chug a Dr. P and check my phone. No new emails. I sent Taito a mail several hours ago, just to make sure that he really isn't Suzuha's father. He hasn't replied yet. Incoming call Ferris. Obviously, Daru and the others don't know that I changed the past. This is Hoinkyoma. Yeah, it's Ferris, yeah. Oh, it's you, Akiharu Miho. Yeah? Who's that? Yeah? I could have sworn her real name was Akiharu Miho. Don't tell me, could the email have changed that too? Ferris is Ferris, yeah? I don't have any other names, yeah? Yeah, right, your true name is Ferris, my apologies. Of course, she's just being her usual self. Well, what is it? If Ferris is calling me, it might be about the IBN 5100. She did promise to help us find one. You've been too conspicuous, nya. The cat's out of bag now. I just put nya where it doesn't even belong. And now you're trapped, nya. Huh? More of Ferris' usual nonsense? The four guardian kings have awakened, nya. There's no escape, nya. Is that so? If you think the four guardian kings can stop me, just wait and see. Akiba will be drowning in blood before nightfall. After the four guardian kings are the four guardian queens, nya. After that, it's the 8 devils, and then the Black Angel 12, nya. That many? What's going on in this town? You've really stirred up a hornet's nest, nya. I'm sorry, Kyoma, but this is checkmate, nyan. No, it's not over yet. If I can just acquire the item, I can turn the tide. Have you still not located the IBN 5100? Sorry, nya. I have agents looking all over the world, but still no luck, nya. What, so she has no progress to report? Please hurry, I'm running out of time. Okay, nya. I'll tell you as soon as I find one, Kyoma. Until then, hold on to your 9 lives, nya. Yeah, I can't die. And and she disconnects. Yes, she hung up before I could finish. Damn it, that's why I hate talking to fairies. Anyway, moving on. This time around, my search for an IBN 5100 is going poorly. Actually, I suppose I should consider myself lucky for having found one so easily the first time. I mean, the IBN 5100 is practically an urban legend. There are people like Moeka who've spent months searching with no success. Last time, it barely took me 3 days to reach Yanobayashi Shrine, almost as if something was guiding me there. It was fate. No, it was the choice of steinsgate. That's why its loss is so painful. Guess that's why they call it the Phantom PC. Dari is sitting at his computer like always. I read at the channel that some collectors will pay millions of yen to buy one. IBN 5100s are serious businessmen. If they have that higher premium, then people must know their secret. They're all after the data in CERN's mainframe. I don't get it. How come they are so expensive? I mean, I guess they were pretty expensive to begin with. Looks like one cost about $20,000 back in the day. 20,000. That is expensive. Anyway, I can't believe it's so hard to find one. Sure, it was a nice machine for its time, but only for its time. You'd have to be crazy to want one now. Maybe it's one guy behind them all up. The harder something is to obtain, the stronger the desire for it becomes. That's how people are. And that's exactly how I feel now. In the depths of CERN, completely isolated from the outside, lies a database coded with an IBN 5100. What secrets are sleeping there? Could it contain the data from CERN's time machine research? Could there be proof that the Committee of 300 exists? The desire to know grows stronger by the day. It's not just about plunging the world into chaos anymore. We need the power to oppose CERN's evil ambitions. And then there's that threatening email to consider. Just now, Daru is confident that CERN won't find us, but I can't afford to take that for granted. After all, we are up against the brightest minds in the world, the scientists who invented the World Wide Web. And they are backed by a secret organization more powerful than any nation. We're way out of our league here. They'd have no trouble at all crushing our puny lab if they desired. That's why we need a trump card to hold against them. But without the IBN 5100 we can't move forward. I'm getting restless. Whoa, what's this? Daru suddenly lurches forward to stare at his monitor. What's wrong? But there's no way that's right. What are you talking about? Explain. Well, I'm pulling data off the server, looking for a way to gain root access. And these files are downloading crazy fast. I mean, we're talking like light speed here. It's hard to believe, but for some reason, this area has a direct fiber optic line to CERN. Several lines even. Direct? What do you mean? I mean, there's literally a fiber optic cable running from underneath this building to CERN's headquarters in France. Isn't that strange? Yeah? Daru calls up the National Assembly of France website. Then he brings up the command prompt and hammers out some commands. Have a look. This is route we used to visit the National Assembly of France site. It starts from our IP address. From there, it passes through various relays in Japan, jumps to France, then bounces around there for a while before finally reaching the National Assembly site. It takes 16 steps total to get there. The average transfer rate is about 300 milliseconds. That's normal for an overseas connection. In other words, there's a route we have to take to get to France from Japan. Everyone takes the same route. Other countries are the same. Even browsing domestically takes about 10 steps. Now let's try CERN. Daru calls up CERN's homepage on the browser. Then he displays the route like last time. The result? There's only one step. Someone connected them. Unlike before, the signal doesn't pass through any intermediate servers. Maybe that's one version of Rintaro trying to help them connect the dots quicker. The PC we're using, its registered name is Akihabara PC. It's connected directly to CERN in France. And the transfer rate is hundreds of times better than usual, crazy fast. You can't even get those numbers domestically, man. Why do we have a direct line? Is this even possible? It was like this when we found out. I didn't do anything. So the building already had the hotline to CERN. This can't be a coincidence. It might just be the choice of STEINS. It doesn't make sense. Why would there be an independent line running from here all the way to CERN? Maybe someone is working for CERN among you. Daru's so excited he interrupted me. Or maybe, like I said, one version of Rintaro connected to him. No Japanese or French telecommunication company would set up something like this, which means CERN did it themselves. Daru gulps and nods. Cold sweat oozes from his brow. I feel a chill as well. CERN might be able to see everything we're doing. No, maybe. Maybe CERN has been expecting us for years. How could that be? The answer is simple. John Titor claims that CERN completed their time machine in 2034. Just 2 years later, the world is a dystopia under their rule. Maybe the CERN of 2034 considers our opposition in 2010 a threat. Maybe they used their time machine to travel 2000 and install a fiber optic cable to track our every move. It's entirely possible. Has the invention of the time machine started an intertemporal war? If so, what can we do? Our enemy might be stronger than ever, even I can imagine. No, I mustn't lose heart. I need to think positive. Interesting. But thanks to this direct line, we can now control the LHC remotely. You figured out how? Wow, that's amazing, Daru-kun. Mairi pauses her DVD and comes up beside me. With a connection this fast, we can control the LHC practically in real time. I haven't actually tried it yet, though. That's right. Even if this is some kind of CERN trap, we might be able to make use of it. They are still vulnerable to our attack. The LHC is that 20-kilometer long tunnel thing, right? What does it do again? It accelerates protons and smashes them together. Oh yeah, mini black holes, right? The official line is that mini black holes might manifest as a byproduct of the particle collision, but that's not the truth. According to the top-secret documents we found, the LHC was intended to create black holes from the very beginning. But we still don't know exactly how they do it. We need to think of a way to... Okabe. Carissa suddenly emerges from the development room. She was cooped up in there all morning. Her expression is unusually grave. What's wrong? I figured it out. Figured what out? I think I know how the phone wave works. Enlighten us! Really? Carissa nods. She still hasn't smiled. Keep in mind that this is just a hypothesis based on what we've observed. It's closely related to what you guys were just talking about, the LHC. I believe it was you, Christina, who called the LHC the world's largest microwave. Yes, exactly. My hunch was right. You've created a monster, Okabe. A monster? Monster-chan. It doesn't belong in some amateur lab. And before you take that as an endorsement of your abilities, I mean it in a bad way. Carissa clutches her arms as if to keep it from trembling. Give me details. Did you know that the microwave oven was invented as a byproduct of radar research? Dara and I nod. Mairi shakes her head. We read up on all of that back then. The phone wave name subject to change started acting weird. Microwaves are electromagnetic waves with a frequency of 2.45 GHz. The phone wave is commercial grade, so its output is around 1,500 and 2,000 watts. Here's the important part. Carissa goes on to explain that the electromagnetic waves output by the microwave are somehow connected to the electromagnetic waves output by the phone. Okay. In fact, you could say they fuse together. According to Dara's blueprints, the microwave and the phone are made to send out shared electromagnetic waves by taking their leads. And hardwiring each of them to the magnetron's cathode and anode. On one hand, we have the microwave's super-strong electromagnetic waves, originally a byproduct of the military's research into radar technology. On the other, we have the cell phone's standardized electromagnetic waves, a frequency now ubiquitous throughout the world. What happens when you fuse those two waves? Both devices use electromagnetic waves. I'm not a specialist though, so I can't examine the extent or magnitude of the influence that fusion has. But hypothetically, if the cell phone were to become a stepping stone, scattering the military-grade electromagnetic waves over a vast range of hundreds of kilometers, then not just Akihabara, but all of Tokyo would turn into the inside of a microwave oven. Taking into account slight variance due to body weight, the average time until death for the people inside would be 3 minutes. Seriously? Then the phone wave's a weapon of mass destruction, isn't it? Is it really that powerful? Just like a bomb? Let me tell you what happens inside the phone wave. The air inside the oven is full of invisible hydrogen atoms. First, it bombards the atoms with microwaves to increase their energy potential. This is the normal function of a microwave oven. But when you add the electromagnetic waves from the phone, the harmonics trigger a chain reaction. The particles collide repeatedly at near light speed, gaining mass and energy each time. In other words, it becomes a sort of particle accelerator. A particle accelerator? It's literally the same as the LHC. So, if the LHC was created to generate mini black holes, then the phone wave name subject change must also produce mini black holes. Kurisu doesn't deny it. Holy shit. It's a miracle that thing has been so stable. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Even if it does produce mini black holes, they should evaporate instantly. But that's not what happens in the phone wave. The jellification phenomenon proves that. You've got email. Just like in the LHC, our mini black holes are turning into Kerr black holes. Let's check that email. Part-time warrior. Oneself subject. It's easy to pretend to be someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the contradiction between your false self and the real you. It's a paradox, and paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself that I didn't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt, but somehow I ended up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if it was for the best. No, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up on ever finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess what I'm trying to say is thanks. Okay, how can we reply? Are we sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you expose your innermost feelings. They may use them against you. Yeah, let's send it. Mail sent. According to Taita, you have to inject electrons to produce the Kerr black hole effect. Where did the injected electrons come from? That's what I don't understand. The LHC uses something called a lifter to inject electrons into the black hole and control the gravitational field. Something is filling that role inside of one wave. Something? Like I said, I don't know what. So I guess that's what it comes down to. All Chorus's explanation does is confirm our hypothesis that the phone wave name subject change functions the same as the LHC. Looks like we need to review what the LHC is. It's time for our LHC Mo guy to shine. LHC stands for Large Hadron Collider. Hadron? It's the name of an elementary particle. The LHC is basically a huge circular tunnel underneath Switzerland and France. Yeah, that really exists. It sits about 100 meters below ground and has a total length of 27 kilometers. There are two rings that run through the tunnel. Inside the rings is a super low temperature vacuum, an environment like outer space, basically. Seriously, Mo. Yeah, they try to replicate the conditions from the space on Earth. In an adjacent facility, protons are gradually accelerated by the linear accelerator, the proton synchrotron booster, and the superproton synchrotron. But ultimately, if they succeed on creating a black hole on Earth, nobody knows what consequences there would be. There's no way to keep it intact. Finally, they've injected into the LHC, where they undergo their final acceleration via a series of superconducting magnets installed in the tunnel. By now, they're traveling at up to 99.9999991%, the speed of light. That's enough to melt your brain. Not as dangerous as a phone wave, though. Finally, the accelerated protons collide approximately 1 to 10 billion times per second. The purpose of the LHC project is to study the high-energy reactions that result, or so they say. We know they're a bunch of stinking liars. I guess that about covers it. And that, my fellow lab members, brings us to the question, can the phone wave named subject to change beat certainty through physical time travel? Two problems. One, setting the destination. Two, the lifter. We've already established that the D-mail arrives precisely when and where it's supposed to. It's dangerous to accept that without verification. Agreed. As for the lifter, we already know it exists. We just need to figure out what it is. I don't think we are going to find it. The phone wave's not exactly big, you know, and we've been poking at it for days without turning up a clue. Even if we do find it, it'll take forever to learn how to tune the electron feed properly. How long is forever? CERN's been working on it for 9 years and they still haven't solved it. We're just amateurs, so it's bound to take even longer. Wait, I have an idea. Let's look at it from a different angle. CERN tried to send people back in time, but they couldn't get the electron feed right. The singularities were not naked. It's the same with the phone wave named subject to change. You can only send 36 bytes of data safely, otherwise you get a jelly man. Let's consider the problem in reverse. What if we could convert a human to data, then compress that to 36 bytes? We could send that person through the ring singularity just like a D-mail, couldn't we? Like a person in I don't know, archive format? Convert a human to data? That's not even possible, man. And even if it were, that'd be like exabytes of data or something. You want to compress that into 36 bytes? Are you high? I thought it was a good idea. I guess it's not that easy. The barriers to time travel are just too high. I turned to Kurisu, meaning to ask her opinion, and then I realized that her expression has changed dramatically. Her eyes are wide as saucers, and her mouth is hanging open. Of course, if it works, then maybe... She pauses for a second and then... Maybe we can do it. Do what? Time travel? It's hard to believe what Kurisu is saying, even though it was my idea in the first place. Are you serious? Kurisu grins triumphantly in response. The data compression part, at least, is easy. How? We can just use the black holes created by the LHC, since black holes compress everything they swallow. Compression won't harm data like it would harm a human. As long as we're just stating data, there's nothing to worry about. How do you turn human into data, first of all? I get it. But wait, can we really pull off such a stunt? And besides... Exactly. How do you plan to convert humans into data? You know that my thesis got published, right? This is no time to flaunt your accomplishments. Have you read it? I haven't. I've got scans if you want to read it. Daru opens up his image folder, scrolls past tons of 2D porn. Nice. No. And opens up the scanned image. Sure enough, there's Kurisu's name in big English letters. The title of my thesis is Analysis of Memory-Related Nerve Impulses in the Temporal Lobe. So basically all the data from one person's brain? Temporal lobe? Nerve impulses? What? You didn't know? No, wait, this can't be right. This title sounds like neuroscience, not physics. I'm a neuroscientist. Got a problem? Damn. What? I can't believe it. From the way she talks about particle accelerators and time travel theory, I was sure she had to be a physicist. No, forget about that. How is this related to time travel? Converting an entire human to data is impossible. But converting a human's memories may be possible. Converting memories to data. Carissa proceeds to explain her thesis. Memories accumulate in something called the parahippocampal gyrus, or hippocampus, which is located in the temporal lobe of the brain. But what exactly are memories? Carissa's thesis analyzes that question from a neuroscientific perspective. All of the brain's functions manifest as electrical signals running through its neurons. Even memories are written to the hippocampus by electrical signals. That is true. Carissa analyzed how specific electrical signals correspond to specific memories. The mechanism by which humans recall memories can be likened to a word association game. You begin with a vague abstract image, which calls successive images of increasing clarity. Imagine a chest of drawers. Each drawer is filled with tiny boxes, and inside each box is another bunch of tiny boxes. You keep opening boxes until you find the memory you're looking for. Carissa discovered that the number of retrieval commands, nerve impulses, used to search up memories is surprisingly low. Out of hundreds of millions of nerve impulse patterns in the brain, only a few thousand are related to memory. It was the successful analysis of these patterns that earned Carissa and her research team critical acclaim in the scientific community. Now, before you ask how this relates to time travel, there is one more thing I need to explain. Several years ago, my lab, the neurophysiology lab at Victor Condoria University, developed a technology called visual rebuilding, or VR for short. Damn. Put simply, it enables conversion of video data into nerve impulse signals. What? Used in reverse, it can also convert nerve impulses into video data or any other kind of electronic data. So if we combine VR technology with my research, do you see where I'm going? No way. We can convert memories into data? Damn. Not just that. Memory transplantation, backups, external storage, all those things become possible. It's like science fiction. In a sense, this technology could be used to copy a person's soul. Well, if you think a person's soul is in the brain. What, prefrontal lobotomy? Damn. According to Carissa, some religious groups strongly opposed this research, as you might expect. On the other hand, the medical community is ecstatic about the possibilities. In any case, it's amazing that my assistant here was able to make such an incredible discovery. Of course, she did have a university supporting her, but still. So basically, what you're saying is that we convert the subject's memories into video data. Use the LHC's black hole to compress that data into 36 bytes. Send the data through the Care black hole inside the phone wave named subject's change. And finally, imprint those memories on the subject's brain in the past. What does it mean? We can send our memories back in time. In order to differentiate it from physical time travel, let's call it time leap for now. You don't go back, just your memories. It's so crazy that nobody's thought of it before. She's right, the idea is ridiculous, which is exactly why none of these geniuses at CERN could come up with it. But this union of physics, neuroscience, and neural physiology will make the impossible possible. Damn! To transfer memories to the past via cell phone, to time leap. The important thing to remember is that only memories are being transferred. Personality and consciousness aren't included. What does it mean? How is it different from what you see in sci-fi novels? Time leaping in sci-fi usually sends everything: consciousness, personality, and memory. But in real life, there's probably too much data, and besides, we only analyze memories. Think of consciousness, personality, and memory as separate things. Then you wake up one day with a set of unknown memories. How do you know you can trust it? Memories are like the video data stored on your computer, and consciousness and personality are like the OS, operating system. But videos can take up way more space than the OS. It's just an example. For starters, it's still not clear where personality and consciousness are located, or how they are constructed. Yes. So we can't convert them into data, or at least I can't. So we can only send memories. Where does that leave us? Your memories aren't the only thing that define you. Even if you send your memories to the past, it will be the receiving you's consciousness and personality that process them. So in Mindor's terms, it's like copying data from a Vista computer to a Min95 computer. Data created with the latest OS might not work off an older OS, it might cause errors. Exactly. Like, how can you trust that sudden set of new memories in your brain? For example, if you send out your current memories to yourself in elementary school, the gap between your memories and your body could have serious consequences. Anyway, is it correct to assume that we'll be targeting ourselves in the past? That's not gonna end well. Could you some nods at my question? Just like with Gmail, we are using cell phones as the transfer medium. To be precise, you can only leap into your own body, and only if you had a cell phone at the time of reception. There was an exception in Lukako's case, where we sent Gmail to a pager, but that doesn't apply to time leaping. If you try sending memories to someone else, how do I put this? There's a danger that the electrical signals might be rejected. We don't want to jump into someone else's body. I mean, unless it's the body of a cute girl. No comment. Is this guy capable of a non-perverted thought? I don't think so. Don't you hear me, you idiot. If it just bounces off, that's fine, but I'm worried incompatible memory data might do serious damage to the recipient's psyche. Exactly. He would be like, am I schizophrenic? You know, who is this other person in my brain? I don't know what might happen. No one has done it before, after all. That makes us pioneers. I like it. There are two things I do know. One, you definitely cannot go back before you were born, and two, you won't exist in two places at once. That means you don't have to worry about causing a paradox. You can't kill your parents before you were born. So the phones act like black and white holes. It seems like a strange coincidence that cell phones would be the medium of time travel, but really, could it have been anything else? Okay, on this note, I think we're gonna end it here. So, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!